today I'm here for my first video in my Sapphic Sunday series. I just quickly want to apologize for not uploading the first video last week like I was supposed to. I wasn't doing very well mentally, so I didn't actually film a video to post, so that's why I couldn't post anything. But I'm here now, so let's just get into the video. The first book that I'm gonna recommend for this series is one of my new all-time favorite, and it's Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. This book focuses on way more than just love, and that's actually why I love it so much. Okay, I don't know what my voice is doing today, but let's not focus on that. The book is about friendship and identity and academics and creativity and mental health. It follows the main character Frances, who is biracial. Her father is Ethiopian and her mom is white. And Frances is bisexual. Frances has always been very good at school. She gets the highest grades, she's head girl. Everyone thinks that being academic is like her only personality trait, basically. Frances calls this school Frances. But whenever Frances gets home from school, there's actually much more to her than just that. She loves to draw, and she's like obsessed with this YouTube podcast called University, and she draws a lot of fan art for that, and she really loves that so much. It's her biggest passion. Then the creator of University, called Radio Silence, asked Frances to make official art for the podcast, and of course Frances is so happy and she wants to do it really badly. There's also another character that we follow, though the book itself is from Frances' POV, but he's one of the biggest characters in the book. His name is Aled, and he lives across from Frances in the same street. Frances and Aled meet each other again, like they meet somewhere and they become closer after that, and they start a friendship, and Frances actually discovers that Aled is the creator of University. They then start creating new episodes, and Frances starts making official art for the podcast together with Aled, and it's a whole thing that they do together, and they love it very much. Of course, after that a bunch of things happen, and that's all I'm gonna say for the synopsis. I hope that makes a little sense. I'm usually not really sure how to give a good synopsis without giving away any spoilers, but yeah, I think that basically covers everything you need to know to get into the book. I love this book so much. I really love that Frances and Aled are friends, and that it doesn't go into a more of a romantic relationship. As the book progresses, they really stay just friends, and I really love that it focuses on that, and that it's mainly about friendship, and that just because they're like a boy and a girl, they don't necessarily have to fall in love. The book focuses mostly on them and their problems and everything they go through. Both Frances and Aled feel like they can be themselves around each other, and you can really see a difference between who they are with each other and who they are with other people. The book also obviously focuses a lot on academics. Frances is in the last year of sixth form, which is basically the year before she has to go to university, so she has to deal a lot with applications for university and the expectations that lots of other people have for her. It also really talks a lot about the pressure that teenagers feel to follow a certain path, to go to university even if they might not want to do that, and how that affects their mental health. And I really feel like it talks about that in such a good way and in a really relatable way for teenagers. If you read this, or even if you're not a teenager anymore, but say you're in university or you actually didn't end up going to university, I really feel like lots of people will be able to relate to this story a lot. The book also discusses mental health in a really realistic way, and it felt really relatable for me. I really related so much to a lot of the characters, mostly Aled and also Frances a lot, and that was just really meaningful to me. It really talked about it in a good way, I feel like, personally. Most of the characters in the book are LGBTQ+, which is obviously why I included it in this series. The main thing being Frances, who is bisexual, but I really love that the book doesn't focus mostly on them being LGBTQ+. I mean, I love books like that too, of course, and I feel like those books are really needed as well, but I love that there's a book like this where it's just about a lot of other things, like about friendship and about identity and about school and mental health and things like that, and that the characters just happen to be LGBT. I really love that a lot. As I said, Frances is bisexual, but there's also gay, lesbian and demisexual characters in the book. Trigger warnings for the book are talk of mental illness, implied depression and suicidal themes, an absent parent, domestic abuse, both physical and emotional, animal abuse, and the death of a pet. Now that I've talked all about why I love this book so much and why I think you should definitely read it if this sounds interesting to you, I just want to get into more of a spoilery, rant-ish review just for myself so I can let all my feelings out, because this has to stay pretty like objective and stuff like that, so that people can just watch the review and like get an idea of what the book is about and if they'll like it without getting spoiled. But I do want to talk about my own personal feelings very badly, so if you haven't read the book yet, I suggest you click out of the video, go read the book, and then come back and you can scream at me in the comments about all the reasons why this book is so good. So now here is the rant review part of the little video that I'm very excited about. Okay, so first of all, it's so hard to like stay collected when I'm doing a like objective review video, just because I want to like scream about it, but I feel like that's gonna like make the synopsis and everything more confusing for people who haven't read the book, so I try to stay as calm as possible, but now I can finally scream. But yeah, okay, so first off, University. I loved all the little parts of the actual podcast in the show. I'm so happy that there's like the audiobook and you can actually listen to the podcast, because I read it as a normal book. I didn't listen to it on audiobook, but I did listen on YouTube to a few of them, and it just hits differently when you just actually hear someone like saying the words. I obviously love the hello, I hope somebody is listening part of the podcast. That's just, yeah, I love that for me. Then I just want to talk about Ellen and Daniel, and like, oh my god, the angst. I was rooting for them so much, and at the same time I was like so sad and hurt by all the drama that was happening, and I just want them to be happy and to be happy together. And I really love that Ellen is demisexual, because I feel like there's not many books actually where there's demisexual characters, and I love that it's actually like mentioned in the book with the actual word. I feel like that's really good. And yeah, they're just so precious, and I just want them to be happy. Okay. Also, Frances and Carrie's, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but anyway, like, oh my god, I knew from like the beginning that there was something going on with them, and I guess there's a part of me who was like hoping that they would like reconnect and like get back together, but I also get the whole like getting over each other thing, and like that Frances is not actually crushing on her anymore, because it's been very long since she's seen her. So I also like the idea of just them being friends, or just like being okay with each other and like not being stuck in that thing anymore. But oh my god, the whole kissing thing, and like the way like Frances really thinks that it's her fault that Karis ran away because she kissed her, but like it's actually not. And okay, I'm fine, I got this.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just...
I also really loved the aspect that it's actually, because I mean it talks a lot about academics, but I guess they could just in the end still go to university. Like, I mean, Alec does go to university, but he's obviously not doing good there, and he doesn't actually enjoy it. So I really love how it just addressed that he doesn't want to be there, and that he's just like dropping out, not going to university. Frances is going to study art at an art college instead of going to like Oxford or Cambridge or whatever that she's supposed to go to. I really love that it actually shows that and actually has them doing these things, because I feel like that can help a lot of people who are like applying for universities and who might feel the same as them, and then like feel pressured into still doing the like normal thing, whatever that is, but like they feel the pressure to just go to a normal university because that's what everyone does, that's what you're supposed to do, that's the only way you're gonna be successful. I feel like that's really a big part of our society right now, that people really try to like put that into our heads. And while I do think that academics are really good, if it's just not something you enjoy, it's not something you want to do, then you shouldn't do it. There is someone walking in the building. Okay, and one of my absolute favorite things of the whole book was the friendships, and mostly the friendship between Francis and Aled, of course. I really loved it so much, and I just really appreciate that they didn't like fall in love with each other, they didn't start a relationship and stuff like that, because I just feel like that's usually what happens in books like that. So yeah, I'm just very happy that they didn't, and I just love their friendship so much. They're so soft and cute, and I just love that they can really be themselves with each other, and I love to see how they both like embraced the real parts of themselves while they were with each other. I really love that so much, and I love just the show of like how it showed like support between friends, how in the end they went to like save Aled at university, they went with the whole group there. I really love that a lot, and it really made my heart so warm, and I love friendship. One of my absolute favorite parts of the book was actually the ending. I love the like live show thing that Aled did with his pink hair and like the mask and everything, and like being radio silent and then just standing in front of the crowd and like saying the words and the crowd saying the words back, and I was like, oh my god, I got so many chills. I was like, yes, let's go. I love that so much, and I feel like it's such a good ending to the book, and I really loved it a lot, and I wish there was more content, and I just want Alice to write more books about them. I just need my babies back, okay?
Alice, you're not gonna see this, but if you see this, I need more content, you need more content, we all need more content. Give us what we need.
Thanks. So that's it for the video. I really hope you liked it. I hope it made a lot of sense. I hope my rant review, if you watched it, wasn't like too crazy or anything, but I just needed to get my feelings out. And if you do feel the same, or if you have some other thoughts, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about this book, because I really loved it so much. It's like definitely one of my new favorite books ever. Besides that, I just want to say, go read Radio Silence. It's an incredible book. It's so good, not just because of the LGBTQ plus characters and relationships, which I mean, it's very good, but also just because of everything else I mentioned. So it's just a very diverse and amazing book, so please go read it. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!